Well, Ben, easy place to start, but give me an idea what your emotions are like right now. I mean, knowing you had to fly out here and put in the work, and your opponent chose not to.
It's irrelevant to me. I'm here to promote myself. That's it.
Doesn't bother you at all that maybe he's not having to make the same sacrifices, go through the same, taking a day away from training, all that good stuff?
I plan this to be my day off anyways, so it's fine.
Well, talk to me about this excuse that he has that he just missed the flight. Do you buy into that at all, or do you think this is a little bit of gamesmanship on his part?
I don't know. Maybe there was a car accident. I'm not sure. Maybe I hopped in and served him his pancakes in time. I don't know what his problem is.
Fair enough. Let's talk about how this fight came together. You know that Robbie Lawler wanted that rematch. I know you respect the heck out of Robbie Lawler as well. So I know you didn't really love the fight to begin with, but why were you saying, I'm not interested?
Because I wasn't interested the first time, and I said yes, and then I got my hand raised, and so the first time the UFC called me, which was a couple weeks after, they called me and said, well, here's your options or whatever. So it sounds like all you said was Robbie. And they're like, well, think about it. I said, okay, I'll think about it. And I thought about it for a little bit, and you know what I said? I said, no one's ever beaten Robbie twice, definitely not twice in a row. So I was thinking about it. And then, by the time I got off the plane, I was going to the NCAA championships. They called back and they said, well, how about George Masvidal? I said, I'm in. That's who I wanted anyways. I'm good. And so, one thing that I said when I was fighting Robbie is like, I like him. There's a lot of guys I don't like. There's a lot of guys who I enjoy fighting way more than him. And so George is one of them. It's perfect.
With George, I wonder, you're a guy that likes to have a little fun, rile people up a little bit, but, is there any concerns about emotion, about safety, about, anything with him, during fight week, that sort of thing?
I hope he stays away from me so we can both get a paycheck on Saturday night. I hope he's not such a dipshit that he would ruin that for both of us. But I'm sure UFC will handle proper precautions to make sure he's not a moron and that we both can fight and get paid on Saturday night.
Yeah. The storyline definitely makes a lot of sense. As far as the matchup, like from a rankings perspective, all that, does that make sense to you also?
Yeah, it's perfect. He's 4 on 5. I don't know why they put him above me. That was effing stupid. But either way, we're 1 apart, and we're both coming off wins. I think it's a great matchup.
Title implications, that's what everybody wants to ask, right? It seems like maybe there's a reason a title fight hasn't been announced yet.
I'm starting to think so. And John, you always have the inside information, so man, the smile on your face tells me a lot. You know what? I was saying earlier, I thought it was a foregone conclusion that Colby and Marty would be fighting. And then like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, man, we're only a month out from my fight, and they still haven't announced it. That's weird. And then last week, I'm like, man, we're only 2 weeks away now. And it's like there's no other really big events on the horizon. There's no big press conferences. I'm like, they're not going to announce it. They're going to wait and see what happens in my fight. And if my fight goes well, and I cut a mean promo, my fight versus Marty makes a whole lot more sense than Colby versus Marty. Because, Colby's trying to do the fake MAGA bullshit. And but there's no real heat between Colby and Marty. It's not real. It's not genuine. Whereas for some reason, Marty really doesn't like me. And so I think it would make a lot of sense. So I think, yes, they are waiting 12 more days. They're going to see what happens, and then they're going to make the call after that.
So what's the most important part, you think, of getting yourself into that title shot? Is it what happens in the cage, or like you said, is it cutting the right promo?
It's both. It's both. MMA is such a what have you done for me lately type of spectacle or sport, whichever one you want to put it into. And so, if you can get the fan momentum behind you, and that's what I said today, is like, you don't hear anyone clamoring for Colby to get the title shot. You don't hear websites writing articles of why it's Travis Diaz hasn't got announced or he hasn't fought yet. And lots of times, not every time, but most of the time, you sit out and you wait for something, it's a bad idea.
No question. As far as what Masvidal brings to the table, anything particular that you're worried about? Anything you think he does special that makes him who he is?
Not bad. He's good, right? He's a good fighter. There's no doubt about that. He's kind of good everywhere, but he's not good enough in the wrestling department to stop what I want to do. He's not great enough in the cardio department to stop what I want to do. And so I just feel like his chances to win are really, really slim to none.
Does this feel any different this time around than the last time?
No, it's exciting. It's fun. I look forward to it, and that's it.
It's a big moment for you. I think there are big implications on the line. How do you think you get it done on July 6th?
I think I'm going to take him down, and if I can beat him up enough and he gets frustrated, I'm going to submit him with some type of wrap around his neck.